Wits was the first time I've really been able to build a team for my own, knowing what I need and what I don't need. And we came third, second, first. So the progression was there in terms of trying to get each position better for what I knew, what I wanted for that position, which I knew takes to win. Which now there's a long process. So what do you look for? Like, what do you want as a goalkeeper? Do you want a goalkeeper that, do you want to go? I like an old-fashioned goalkeeper. I'm not too. So you had a Pep Guardiola, we had Joe Hart, and then he said no, he's not good enough because he can't play at the back, and he gets what's the other boy's name he's got now?
Brazilian in Nielsen.
So he said no, Joe Hart's got to go. I still prefer the old style goalkeeper. He doesn't have to be too good with his feet. We will try and improve him, but obviously for me, is he a good cross taker? Is he brave? Is he shot stopping? Is he angled? Is he quick off his line? Is he, those type of things. So I still look for an old style goalkeeper.
Because his first job should be keeping the ball up.
Well, I always say to you, if you give me 100 million, would I want to buy a striker or would I buy a goalkeeper? I'd rather buy a goalkeeper because I know he can save me 15 points. That striker is maybe not going to get me 15 goals. You understand what I'm saying? So let me get a good goalkeeper. Goalkeeper for me. So a lot of the push these days is to get ball playing goalkeepers. And I'm not, you want a good goalkeeper that can counter-attack you, help you counter-attack and kick it well, and like Kunes, and talking locally, he was the best, distribution-wise. But, the fullbacks, everybody looks for overlapping, attacking fullbacks. I'm a little bit old school. I like proper defenders who are good 1v1 players and good passers of the ball. Because I always say, people talk about number 10s in a position, in a team. Your playmakers are your fullbacks. But generally they'll receive the first ball out at the back. And then what do they do with it? They need to be good passers of the ball. Can they see a pass, long, short? And they need to have different techniques of passing. Inside of the foot, lace of the foot, bending passes, straight driving passes. So your technique of your fullbacks. But certainly for me, good 1v1 players and have a little bit of aerial power, to help you defend your box in set plays, and obviously maybe one of them could help you in attacking set plays. So, and then obviously if you look for the extra little things, throw-ins and things like that, Centre backs.
You've had a couple of good centre backs.
I've had the best. Centre backs again. I think you'll do better in the long run of things if you've got better defenders. Yes, they need to be good passers of the ball, but they need to be able to play on the halfway line. Now, you can have the good defenders who can play in front of your box, but you've got to have good defenders who can play with the space in front of you and play with the space behind you. So, let me give you an example. What made the difference in Liverpool win the league? Van Dijk. Because he can play on the halfway line, and if the ball goes over the back of him, he can recover it because he's got pace. You take a guy like Maguire. He was only good at Leicester because they played on the edge of the big box. As soon as he goes to Man United, he has to play on the halfway line. He can't play there. He can't play with the space behind. So, so all those type of things. So I look for central defenders. Obviously, they must have aerial power. I don't care what anybody. Nowadays, there's a move away from that. They don't have to. They want technically good players to play at the back. Okay. Maybe one of them. But one of them needs to be able to defend properly. But for me, first prize is aerial power. Can we dominate? Because you're going to have to help you in your box and in the opposition box. And so that's what you look for. Centre midfield players. People like ball playing. If you've got two good ball playing centre midfield players, well, you're not going to. When you're under pressure, they're not going to really help you that much. So, what do you look for? I don't look for a defensive midfield player, an attacking midfield. I look for people who can do both. So you can go to box. People. So what I say in the centre midfield player, you need to have somebody that can play in the 2 before they play in the 3. Because if you get somebody who plays in the 3, that's easy. Because they cheat a little bit here and there. Can they play in the 2? The space you have to cover. Forward, legs, laterally, you need legs, you need power, so I like somebody who can play in the 2. Obviously if you can get left footed, right footed, it's like centre backs. If you can get the left footed centre back and the right footed centre back, and in midfield, same thing, then you've got nice balance. It's always hard to find because you're never going to find that. But generally, if you can get a centre back with a left foot and a right foot, more so than a centre midfield player with a left foot and a right foot, you'll generally find people gravitate more to one side. So then you've got to try and fit them in, and that only your eye can tell you. So when you see it, you'll say he gravitates more to that side. And then obviously we need to work with them. Can they pass? The biggest thing we don't have in South Africa, we don't have goals from midfield. There's no goals from centre midfield. Not get enough goals because they don't get close enough. And obviously, they all look to play short. Can they switch it? Can they play behind people? You know, and there are various techniques of passing as well. And obviously, toughness, mental toughness.
Yeah.
On the sides, I'm a little bit old school. I like wingers. I still like to play on the natural sides, right, left, where everything's a bit inverted now. When you play invertedly, that means, yeah, you might have a more chance of scoring by shooting, but I still like out play natural width because then you can have a chance of a cross or a chance of getting the ball on your back foot on the touchline side.
Yeah.
So you'll generally find if you play invertedly, you're having a touch on the inside of the line.
You're eliminating one.
You eliminate one part of the field. So, and if you've got a good fullback against the left side players, invertedly you can push him to the side. He's not going to be natural. Where if you're natural on left wing against a right back, he's coming inside, he can bounce it. Look to play off the front, go behind. You can look to take him on. So sometimes most times I do prefer natural width, which is a little bit old school if you want to say it.
Yeah.
But I know you'll be receiving the ball on the back foot. So what does that mean? When the ball comes across the pitch, you receive the ball on the touchline side, not on the inside. So if you're a fullback playing against an inverted guy, it's easy. Because you can shut him off his angle. On the outside guy, now the ball's going across you, you know, sometimes opens up the pitch a bit more. So there's all various things, you know what I'm saying?
And I mean, you had lots of good wingers, but one specifically is Dane Plate that you had.
Dane is
a perfect example.
And Dane, as he got older, didn't have the speed to go on the outside, so we brought him inside. When I was at Wits, I brought him in as a number 10, whatever, and he got goals from there. But you've got to have wingers to get goals. If your wingers are not scoring 5 to 6 goals a season, and their assists are not big, what do they do? You know, so there's a lot of wingers in South Africa. They don't score, they don't assist, but they dribble and they make a little movement, and people say, "Oh, fantastic!"
The crowd goes wild.
Exactly. So,
but it's not effective.
It's not effective. You know, and you know, like I give you an example. When I went to Chiefs, I got there was no wingers. It's crazy. How can you want Chiefs not have wingers? You know, you need. And they use fullbacks, and I didn't want to use fullbacks. You know, so when building a team, you got to sort of say, well, this is what I want. I know what works, what will win you situations, but that takes time to change teams. You know.
And the strikers?
Well, the strikers, you know, people have moved away from the double striker system. Why? Fashion? Is it fashion or is it? And they want to extra play in midfield. Now the good old 4-4-2, yeah, you might get overrun in midfield, but if you got to, so that's why I say you need I still prefer a striker as a 10 than a midfield player as a 10. Why? More chance of scoring goals. More, but so what type of striker 10 would I like Dennis Bergkamp? I mean, he could drop.
Maybe Kane even does it now. Kane does it now. He drops in.
Yeah, well, Kane doesn't have the speed to play as a number 9. So he drops. He'd be better to play off somebody. But now he still plays number 9. So he's not going to run it down the sides for you. He's not going to run in behind for you. But he gets, obviously, they dominate. Then he gets in the box and he can score. But Kane would be a perfect example to drop a little bit deeper and play somebody like a Ollie Watkins at the top. And play him in the hole, turning. But what he does, he turns on the half turn. He can play a ball out wide. And then look at the cutbacks and things like that. You know, so when you build teams, you need to have an idea, but you can't put square pegs in round holes. So you can't sort of say, well, I want to play like this, and I'm going to try and make him do this when he can't do that. So sometimes it's a natural thing to find with players, and then you've got to find a way of trying to play. So sometimes I have to play with an extra midfield player. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have that striker 10. Or I've got wingers who don't track in and tuck in and help you defensively. So you'll play more 4-3-3, leave them a little bit wider. You know what I'm saying? So when you build a team, it's like centre backs. Can you trust them to play in a 2? I don't know. Sometimes you have to play them in a 3. They're better. Fullbacks, are they better as wingbacks or are they better as fullbacks? Those all, you can only change that if you've got money. But then you can say, no, I don't want him, I'm going to buy him. But if you haven't got the financial clout, you've got to make a plan to try and get a result. So people don't understand that. And then when you lose a player because you sell him, you say, okay, now we have to play with the extra midfield player, we have to play with the extra centre back, or these strikers can't play one up and one down, they've got to play flat. So they're playing diagonally across each other instead of playing this way.
And it doesn't help you.
It doesn't help you. So your spectator.
One striker that you had that's kind of in that mold is Bradley Grobler.
So Bradley Grobler, I'm telling you now, could play with anybody. Because he drifts. But then when he drifts, you've got to have the winger to come in. So it's got to be a natural, you can't force, hey, when he goes out, while you be in there.
Yeah.
So understand what I'm saying? So, and Bradley likes to come in off the sides, you know. So when he played with Brocky, they had a great combination, you know.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
And he's gone into, just side note, he's gone into have a good career. I remember him being at Ajax. I was in the stadium in the media section and I saw him coming down.
Problem.
Blazer and whatever. It didn't happen for him at Ajax. And I thought, oh, he'll probably like drift out of the African
So I signed him from Highlands Park at Supersport.
Yeah.
In 2000 and, I'll be lying now, 12, 11, I signed him here. And he was, I don't know if he was a 9 or he was a 10 or, you know, he was never blessed with pace.
Yeah.
But he was always blessed with good, he's aerially very good.
And
he can finish. Left foot, right foot, and he had a natural instinct to finish. So, and then I left obviously, and then he stayed on here. The biggest mistake I made, I never played him in the cup final. We played Chiefs here in the Nedbank Cup final. We lost 1-0. And I played Kermit at 9 and I played George Manelek at 10. And I should have played Bradley and Kermit and good George back. But anyway, I mean, I admit it now, we lost 1. I'm not saying we lost the game for that, but it would have given us more chance, I think. But I didn't even, I felt he was a bit young at that stage or whatever. I can't remember.
And the thing with Bradley was he started to do well at Supersport or whatever. And then they selected him at Bafana a few times. And I watched him.
He was in a Bafana team, he would be perfect.
He did super well. Then I realized this guy does well there. He goes.
Better
players, he can hold it up, and you know what I mean. And he's gone on to.
The biggest problem with Bradley is obviously he's been injured his whole career. He's had major injuries and been out for, not for a game or two, but like 3, 4, 5 months, and then miss the season, come back, and then, you know, I mean, look at this season. It's crazy. And he comes back, he played 3 games, scored 2 goals. So, and then we haven't scored a goal since then, you know, like, so all we have, you know, so it's a problem. And so building the team is very important. It's like, it's the same as with your bench. Don't have a bench of, you've got to have that 1 or 2 players that are versatile. They could play defender, could play centre half, right back, could play centre midfield. Like I had a guy, Thabo September. So Thabo September played right back, centre back. We played, I'll never forget one year, we played Orlando Pirates Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. So we had the 2 semi-finals of the top 8 and we had a league game in the middle of it. And he played right back, centre back and centre midfield in 3 games in 6 days. Man of the match. Oh, I wouldn't say man of the match, but he had fantastic games.
That's amazing.
So that's how we won leagues. And he ended up playing right back for us a lot of the time, you know, which he wasn't really this big overlapping right back, but understood the position, never gave the ball away, help us on the set piece, you know, play simple balls into people wide or whatever. That's what he did.
And then just lastly, in terms of winning football, in your mind, what do you consider that to be winning football? Like, how do you...
Winning football is the result at the end of the day. Winning football, I think winning football is playing the right pass at the right time, at the right speed, at the right place. So what does that mean? Does it mean we play out the back? Yes. Does it mean we play out the back? No. Does it mean we play square balls into midfield, centre midfield? No. Does it mean we play square balls in the next game into centre midfield? Yes. Because it was the right passes. So that's winning football. I think what you need to do in winning football is, how do you sustain pressure? How do you maintain pressure against an opposition? And how do you keep the opposition as far away as your goals as possible? How do you do that? You need a little bit of game intelligence. There's a few rules I always put into place, where and how and what, but nothing that says, like I've just said, don't play the ball in there or don't play the ball in there. Play the ball, the intelligent ball. Play the right ball at the right time. Like you at centre back, you get the ball, you play it into centre midfield and he's getting pressed. Is that the right ball to play? No. So why'd you play the ball? You told me to play the ball. No, I didn't tell you. Play the right ball, the right place. Use your intelligence. So I think the biggest thing is football intelligence. That's winning football. So, you know, how do we as I said, how do we maintain pressure? How do we build pressure? How do we sustain pressure? How do we deflect pressure? How do we keep pressure away from us? by being intelligent.
Yeah.
Now, that needs coaching. So I always say coaching is not about asking questions. It's about them giving me the answers. So you say, well, what does that mean? So if I say to you, when you get down there, I want you to cross the ball. Okay, you got it? All right, so I'm giving you the answer. 5 minutes later, what should you have done? I should have crossed the ball. But you're telling me that. So why didn't you do that? So I'm giving you answers before I ask you questions.
Yeah.
That's coaching.
Yeah.
So give a player answers. And then ask questions.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. That explains your reactions also on the sideline all the time when you're thinking that I'm giving you the answer, so why are you...
Why, I'm asking you the question, why did you play the ball?
Yeah.
Sorry coach. But I gave you the answers.
It makes sense
And you
to
know
me
the
now.
answers.
Yeah.
So why are you not doing it?
Yeah.
What should you have done? I should have played the ball there, coach. Why didn't you play the ball there? I gave you the answer.
Yeah.
So don't tell the player, well, hey, give the player the answers, then ask questions.
Yeah.
And that's winning football, intelligent football, streetwise football. It's like a player taking a throw-in. Okay? Square throw-ins. Or back to throw-ins is fine.
Yeah.
But square throw-ins.
Setting yourself up.
So where should we throw the ball? Throw the ball behind the fullback, make him turn, make him kick it out. Now we're just maintaining pressure. Throw the ball to the right foot of the player.
Exactly. Don't throw it square into me and now you stitching me
Don't
up.
throw bouncing it,
Yeah.
bouncing. Throw it in so you can volley it first time.
Yeah.
Throw it into the space. Throw it.
Yeah, that's intelligence.
So that's winning football. That's intelligent football. That's how you win.
Yeah.
So the more you can get your players, it's like crossing. Don't cross the ball at the player. Cross the ball in the space. You understand that?
Yeah.
Yes, coach. Okay. Why are you crossing the ball there? Well, what should you do? Into the space. So why do you cross the ball in the space? So it's like goal kicks. If you're going to kick it up, you're going to play it off the front type of thing. Why kick it down on the centre back that's the best header? Let's kick it on the weak centre back or the weak full back. So those are all game intelligent, clever things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how you create winning teams. Teams will understand it, and you've got to buy into that. You can't have somebody coming out of a situation that wants to do his own thing. Because we do it like this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's winning football.
Yeah. And just very quickly, briefly, on the team spirit, because I mean, he's on pitch and then also need all of those ingredients.
Listen to me, don't let anybody ever tell you, they talk shit. They tell bullshit to you. Oh, we've got a great spirit here. They haven't won in 5 games. You think they've got a great spirit?
Yeah.
Winning creates spirit.
Yeah.
Winning, a good feeling creates a spirit. But the problem is, it ends, and it's got to start again the next game. And the next game. So that's why it doesn't come from the coach. Yes, you set an atmosphere in the place. It's got to create it from inside the team, and the players have got to drive the culture of the team. And once you lose that, you're going to lose then you'll have a problem. So you need to create a culture inside the team of people that care, people that don't use the word but.
Yep.
There's 2 words in football: but and care. And when people say but, then you know you got a problem. No buts. And care. Care meaning, do they care about making the run? Do they care about cracking? Do they care about pressing? Do they care about those things? Those are the, you know what I'm saying? And that gets driven from an internal, creating that situation, you know. Yes, my job is to administer, hey, he's out of line, put him back in. He's out of line, put him back in. But if you've got the internal team ethics of that spine or that care in the group, then you'll have a good spirit. So you can do all this paintball shooting and all this mountain climbing, which is all just a flippant, doesn't create winning. And winning is winning in this, or you're not going to win every time, or create that feeling of shit, we're so close. Can we keep going to try and get that, you know? And then once you get it, the team flows, you know what I'm saying?
And the average person